on forest preservation through bamboo cultivation. Electorate in Northern Senatorial District of the state expressed optimism for a hitch-free by-elections come Saturday. Plus, Academic Staff Union of Universities and Federal Government to continue negotiations next week to end ongoing industrial action by ASU. Details in just a moment. Good evening and welcome to NTA News at 7. I am Erika Ivy. Now the news in details. Cross River State Governor Professor Ben Ayade has signed a memorandum of understanding with a French company with support from the government of France to grow bamboo to reduce the depletion of the forest, as well as provide raw materials for toothpick industry and infrastructure for schools, hospitals, and the entire bamboo value chain. This was at Governor Ayade's office in Calabar after the team visited various sites in preparation for the cultivation of bamboo. Paul Abel reports.
The partnership begins with a 5-hectare land pilot nursery project in Obanliku local government area for the cultivation of the smart bamboo, which will in no small way mitigate the challenges associated with climate change. With Cross River having 58% of forest cover in the country, the measure is expected to support industrialization, agriculture, commercial cultivation of bamboo, among others. It is also believed that with the advancement of technology, bamboo can be used to construct aeroplanes.
This agreement signals the beginning of integrating Cross River State with 58% of the entire forest cover of Nigeria into the bamboo value chain that will bring proper industrialization and, of course, a cleaner environment to Nigeria and Africa.
With our partnership with the French government on this smart bamboo project is a means of further protecting our forests from depletion.
The foreign investor comments the state government and the importance of the partnership.
We will build around bamboo solution because bamboo is maybe one of the eco materials for the future to protect forests.
The project is expected to start with the early rains and will provide job opportunities while serving as an alternative source of clean energy. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
The management of Cross River Basin Development Authority says its landed properties spread across the catchment have not been leased out to any prospective entrepreneurs in Akwa Ibom or Cross River states. It says its project, whether developed or undeveloped, have all been legally acquired and properly gazetted. A release signed by the authority's Director, Public Relations, Dr. Jackson John, states that the authority will not hesitate to sanction any person or group of persons who trespass in any of its properties in the two states. The warning, according to the release, is coming on the heels of reported cases of trespass at the Iduran project located along the Victor Atta International Airport Road, the Afaga Insert project located in Nsiribom local government area of Akwa Ibom State, and more. The release further indicates that the Cross River Basin Development Authority is currently pursuing an aggressive agricultural program aimed at reviving most of its abandoned projects in the catchment, in line with the President's agricultural initiative schemes. And to politics, electorate in the Northern Senatorial District of Cross River State says they are looking forward to a credible voting process devoid of hitches nor controversy in the forthcoming by-elections for Ugoja Yala Federal Constituency. They bet their minds in Voxpol conducted by Oba Hyacinth.
Few days from now, electorate in Ogoja-Yala Federal Constituency of Cross River State will be filing out to elect their representative for the Green House of National Assembly. But are the electorate aware, and what are their expectations before, during and after the ballot?
We need free and fair election, that all of us will join hands together and bring a good candidate that will represent us well and stand for us, defend us in any time in the House of Federal House.
There should be no problem because Nigeria is matured enough now to practice good democracy.
With the nature of INEC style of elections now, as exemplified in Anambra State and many other areas where they have put the new technology into use, we do not expect any rigging or anything. We expect a free and fair election.
It is up to us to look at the various their various presentations, their manifestos, and then we look at who have the best manifestos for us, and we go for that person.
The people of the federal constituency maintain that they are expecting a peaceful and credible by-election as they advise whoever will emerge victorious to live up to the demands of the office. The respondents urge INEC and other stakeholders to ensure the election is devoid of any manipulation, since the February 26 by-election for Ogoja-Yala Federal Constituency is to ensure that Cross River State is completely represented at the Green Chambers of the National Assembly after the former occupant was inaugurated as a senator of Northern Senatorial District of the state. In Ogoja, Oba Highsend, NTA News.
Still on politics, the National Working Committee, NWC, of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has approved the nomination of the following party members as members of the National Campaign Council Election Management Team for the Ogoja-Yala Federal Constituency and Akbabuyo State Constituency by-election scheduled for Saturday, February 26, 2022 in Cross River State. This report is presented from our studio. A statement signed by the National Publicity Secretary, Debo Ologunagba. The members of the committee are Governor Wilson Wike, Chairman, Governor Domi Manuel, Co-Chairman. Other members of the committee are Ndudi Elumelu, Senator Lieli Moki, Donald Duke, Stella Efa Atu, Patrick Natanifon, Ferdinand Alabraba, Senator Gershom Bassi, Senator Sandy Uno, Senator Jarigbe Agom Jarigbe, Daniel Asokwo, Esiene Kpenyong, and Friday Okpeche. Others also included in the list are Efa Eswa, Anye Kanakman, Solomon E. Agwana, Ikem Venetius Ayabie, Kingsley Esiso, Dr. Tony Ezie Bemi, Ambassador Desmond Akawo, Wild Dan Obi served as secretary. The Directorate of Organization and Mobilization shall serve as secretariat for the council. The Senate Committee on the Review of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 2022 has laid its report before the Senate. The report presented by the chairman of the committee and Deputy President of the Senate, Ovie Omo Agege, was witnessed by the First Lady of Nigeria, Aisha Buhari, in company of Minister of Women Affairs, Pauline Tallen, that of Finance, Zainab Ahmed, and other top female government officials. President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, seized the opportunity to reiterate National Assembly's commitment toward ensuring more participation of women in nation building. Voting on the amendment bill has been scheduled for 1st of March 2022.
Mr. President, I assume that she is here with the potential 37 new senators that will come into the Senate following the adoption of the want to create an affirmative action for more female parliamentarians in both chambers, in the Senate and the House and the state legislatures. This, we believe, will help in nation building, as such significant participation by our women will add value to not only legislation, but the much desired and needed national development.
The first National Nupe Women's Summit has been rounded off in Bida, Niger State, with a renewed impetus to partner governments at all levels for better governance. One of the major distinctive features of the event held at the Wadata Palace was the presentation of Award of Excellence to the First Lady of Nigeria, Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, Etus Nupe, Alhaji Yaya Abubakar, and other notable personalities who have distinguished themselves in their various fields of endeavor. Jones Ajayi reports.
The first National Nupe Women's Summit, held under the auspices of Women Wing of the Community Association for Grassroots Transformation, CAGRAT, attracted women folks from all the Nupe-speaking areas in Niger, Kogi, and Kwara states. The grassroots movement seeks to partner with government in creating opportunities and possibilities for a better life for all. To commemorate the event, the rich traditional and cultural heritage of Nupes were on display, depicting the level of education and civilization of Nupe women. The representative of the Nigeria's First Lady, Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, said the strategic role of women in nation building have positioned them as willing partners in the promotion of good governance.
CAGRAT women, this is an impressive agenda setting event for other groups of government to emulate. For you, this is an achievement I sincerely associate with.
We want to encourage our women to continue to contribute their own quota to the development, progress and peace of our community, of our state and the country as a whole.
People of vested interest expressed their determination to ensure sustainability of the summit to socio-economic emancipation of the area.
Women are very critical, a critical component of any society. We saw a situation where they were not carried along by the past organizations, and that's why they could not achieve the desired result. So we brought them on board so that they can be united, so that they can be given the voice, so that they can be given the opportunity to showcase whatever capacity, creativity, innovative spirit they have.
We expect and pray fervently that at the end of this summit, our leaders, other major stakeholders, various governments, organizations will be stimulated enough to vigorously interact, share ideas, consider numerous options to arrive at the befitting solutions or interventions to our developmental challenges.
The event featured the presentation of award to the First Lady of Nigeria, the Etunupe Alhaji Yaya Abubakar, and the National President of CAGRAT, Mohammed Dagachi Etugaye, amongst others. Participants drawn from the Nupe-speaking states of Niger, Kogi, and Kwara were treated to a gala night at the courtyard of the Wadata Palace, Bidda. Various cultural troops were on ground to entertain the guests. Jones Ajayi, NTA News.
You're watching news reaching you from the studio of Nta Calabar. You can also watch this newscast from our YouTube channel at YouTube/NTA Calabar. More news when we return. Don't be away. Thanks for staying with us. Academic Staff Union of Universities ASU and the federal government, represented by the Minister of Labor and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige, will continue negotiations next week to an ongoing industrial action by ASU. Ekere Ndulu reports that the meeting between the two bodies last night ended without resolving all the contending issues. Nigerians continue to express concern over the future of tertiary education in the country as the one-man warning strike by the Academic Staff Union of Universities ASU persists. Clement Barikwe visited the town campus of University of Uyo and reports that the fate of students, particularly those whose examination results need approval, now hangs in the balance.
This is the popular room 4950 in the town campus of University of Uyo. The classroom that normally accommodates about 50 students is now almost a shadow of itself. Few students found here either came to study on their own or to take a nap, just like this one. The situation is the same across all campuses of the university.
No classes, nothing else is ongoing. So I really want the government to please intervene and help us out.
Someone that got admitted in 2018 will now stay in school for almost 6 years. What does that mean?
To some extent, it's affecting me because our result need to be approved before we go for service by the Senate.
Some part of us also want the ASU strike because we want to rest, like the school is so stressful.
Yeah, what ASU is asking for, which is very legitimate, is that you cannot earn one salary for 13 years. Till 2019, you earn the same salary.
ASU had met with the federal government on October 14, 2021 to resolve the impasse, including funding for revitalization of public universities and academic allowances, university transparency accountability solution, promotion arrears, and renegotiation of 2009 ASU FGN agreements. In Uyo, Clement Barikwe, NTA News.
Still on education, to ensure that all teachers in Ebonyi State key into information communication technologies. Over 2,500 teachers are currently receiving training on ICT in Abakaliki, courtesy of the State Universal Basic Education Board. Kanayoko reports.
The decision to train the teachers on information and communication technology was born out of the need to keep them abreast with the changing trends on educational methodologies and to ensure that teachers in Ebonyi State comply with UNESCO standards on ICT and to inculcate them on pupils and students across the state. Some of the teachers who spoke to NTA News described the training as timely and pledged to take the knowledge back to their various classrooms.
It will make us to belong or to match with other countries and the world.
Learn it, go home, some of our participants and practice to our students.
Governor David Umahi, who was represented while flagging off the 5-day training alongside some other educational stakeholders, including the chairman of the State Universal Basic Education Board, Chief Hyacinth Ipo, said the training will aid teaching and learning in primary and post-primary schools in the state.
The future we have in Ebonyi State and Nigeria is in your hands. So everybody that had the opportunity to be in this training must take it very seriously.
The singular purpose is to make our teachers more skilled according to the needs of this generation.
Made frantic efforts and obtained the gracious approval from the BEC to train 2,500 teachers on ICT, Information Communication Technology.
Teachers were advised to take the training, which is already holding in 9 centers across the state, seriously in their own interest and the interest of the pupils and students. In Abakaliki, Kana Yokoro, NTA News.
A total of 255 hectares of cannabis farms spread across 5 local government areas in Ondo State have been destroyed. In an operation that lasted for 7 days by the operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA), the operation also led to the arrest of 13 suspects and seizure of 250 kilograms of cannabis seeds, as well as 63.85 kilograms of cannabis weeds in Omolowo, Pauline Forest, Ipele Forest, Ala Forest, Ogbese Forest, Ute, and Okulise Forest. The federal government says it remains committed to the delivery of the second Niger Bridge for public use this year. Though the project was earlier projected for completion this February, 91% of work on the main bridge has already been received. Austin Edemudu has updates on the flagship projects.
The second Niger Bridge is now in the labor room, and expectations are high. Little wonder all the necessary manpower and tools needed for the successful delivery of this iconic project are on 24-hour service. 5 meters of casting work on the deck is now left to link the east and west approaches of the 1.6 kilometers twin bridge. Already, the steel hangers for street light poles and parapets for the bridge are being installed.
One unique feature of the installation of the parapet on the second Niger Bridge is the use of concrete rail against the traditional steel rail. This is to avoid vandalism.
We are at 83% completion of the entire project. The main bridge, which is the second Niger Bridge, is at 91% completion, meaning that all the substructural work has been completed. The superstructure is ongoing.
From the initial approach to the main bridge, asphalt works are ongoing, while some sections of the road leading to the Obosi interchange have been completed. The Obosi interchange, which has intense work going on, is now devoid of gridlock as new access routes have been created.
On the Anambra end of the project, we have achieved approximately 5 kilometers of asphalted road. Then on the Delta State side, we've achieved 3 kilometers of asphalted road. Altogether, that's 8 kilometers out of the expected 10.3 kilometers of road.
From all indications, the February 2022 delivery date may not be feasible according to the project coordinators. All eyes are definitely on this critical national access, as government has promised that the bridge will be open for public use, as its importance will be felt during the next festive season. I'm Austin Edemodo, NTA News.
The scarcity of petrol at filling stations has continued to take its toll on business activities in the Makurdi metropolis. Sandra Duwese Akeme, who went around the city, says business activities have been paralyzed as residents are groaning under its attendant hardship.
The long queues of vehicles at most filling stations have become a common scenario as residents in Makurdi leave their homes in the early hours of the day in search of the commodity.
This is complete a week. I didn't buy fuel. My children also did not go to school.
I choose to buy black market because the queue is too much for free station.
We sell at the rate of 165 naira per litre. We resume sales as early as 6 a.m. and we are still selling and will sell till 6 p.m.
As the fuel scarcity bites harder, black marketers have capitalized on the situation to make plenty of money.
I think the first thing to do is to stop selling to these people buying on jerry cans. They buy here at 165 and come outside and sell to us at 400 naira per litre.
It's not our making to make these things difficult for everybody. But because of the situation, that makes us to sell at that price, 400 naira per litre, 350.
For Sembe Akwete, who is a stylist, who depends largely on petrol for her business, but with the scarcity, she is seriously constrained.
I have to buy like a 3,000 naira fuel, and it doesn't even go half of my gen.
That is like on a daily basis. So imagine me doing business and then buying fuel up to 3,000 naira every day.
Residents are optimistic that the situation will come to an end as soon as possible. In Makudi, Sandra Doisi Akeme, NTA News.
Before we go, a recap of the top stories. The state governor Benayade has signed a memorandum of understanding with a French company with support from the government of France to grow bamboo for multi-purpose usage. Electorate in the northern senatorial district of the state have expressed optimism that the by-election schedule for Saturday will be hitch-free. Also in the news, the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, and the federal government will continue negotiations next week to end ongoing industrial action by ASU. That is the news. Remember to stay safe. Thanks for watching. Good night.